rushing.
Third down and short, 3 tight ends. Roberts, Henry, and Smith. The give on the right side is Highsmith, and he did not make it. He may have lost a yard. Listen to him. Jimmy Johnson, the coach of the Hurricanes, is that he is unpredictable, high-energy type guy, and he is going for it early in the ball game. They're setting the stage early. 4th and 1. Left side, didn't get it. Paul McGowan made the tackle, and he was joined by a host of Seminole defenders.
Watch McGowan and Jones, the inside linebackers, as Highsmith, usually the most dependable ball carrier on the team, number 30, runs right into the teeth of that Florida State defense. And you talk about emotional energy. We have it here with 60,000 screaming fans in Doak S. Campbell Stadium.
Now we'll watch the freshman go to work. Chip Ferguson. First down to give inside. And Cletus Jones can't find much going there. The offensive talent, there he is. Chip Ferguson came out of the Carolinas. Victor Floyd, 5'11", 190-pound freshman. It is a young team. Cletus Jones, one of the leaders. He's a senior. Aaron Holloman, he can fly, sophomore. Hassan Jones played in the shadow of some great receivers here. Coming into his own now as a senior. Jones, the only wide receiver. He goes way up top. 2nd and 10. Floyd goes the same way to the right side, but runs right smack into Rod Carter. Pat Carter is there. He is on the defensive line of the Seminoles. 255, offensive rather. 255, 274 is his run. 323, Tomerlin, he's a load. Schranker is 250. Dukes, 272, All-American. And John Ionata is 279. They don't waste any time getting the excitement and adrenaline going here. 3rd and 10. Seminoles at the 49. The freshman's first pass of the day. Has a man overthrown. Well, it was intended for Darren Holloman, but it was overthrown.
I mentioned that Chip Ferguson, the 18-year-old freshman, might be a little nervous. He had the time. His receiver, Holloman, was open, but he's got to lower his sights. That ball was thrown poorly. It was a little high, but he needs to get those out of his system early.
Brett Perriman back to receive the punt. Mike Irvin is along with him, and you're looking at number 6, Lewis Berry of Florida State. He's the punter, but before we get to that, Miami wants a timeout. Well, perfectly timed, because now it'll allow us to get our breath, Cupper. They get things started in a hurry here.
You're pretty pumped up, big guy. Give you 8 hours of sleep and you're something.
Doing that Good Morning America all week up in New York. I mean, I was drained yesterday.
Yeah, never seen you look so tired, but you look great today, and it's good to be working with you again. This is my first time in Tallahassee. I know you've been here before, and I know you're impressed with this rivalry, and as you mentioned at the top of the show, it's been a close one.
It really has been. We were here at December 2nd last year to do the Florida State-Florida game.
It rained a little bit that day, didn't it?
It really rained. I want to tell you something. These folks here, you think they're fired up today against Miami. Should have seen them against Florida. There were some Gator haters here.
Speaking of rain, you know, we had Hurricane Juan this week, which curtailed practice activities for Florida State. They worked in the gym most of the time this week, so their timing may be a little off. We saw that on the first pass play from Chip Ferguson. He complained to me yesterday. He said he really hadn't had a chance to throw the deep passes because they were working out mostly in the gym.
Lewis Berry to punt it away, 41-yard average. Has a chance to pin him deep. It's a tail wagger that'll hit on the 5, get a Miami bounce. And It goes into the end zone as a touchback. So with 11:27 remaining in the first quarter, following that 49-yard punt, there's no score. At League Rose Cup back here in Tallahassee, Miami will have the football first down on the 20. And Cupper, you mentioned the rain this week and practicing inside. I saw this Florida State team in Nebraska early in the season. They had practiced 11 days inside then, went down and beat Tulane inside, and then beat Nebraska. Sunny, hot day. This is Testaverde, quick out pattern, has a man. It's Irvin, and Irvin is knocked out of bounds after a 6-yard gain.
Michael Irvin, the flanker back, number 47, runs a 5-yard square out or sideline cut. He's working on Martin Mayhew, number 32. Gets underneath him. Testaverde perfect with his pass to the outside. He threw it with a lot of authority, low and to the outside. He lost a yard. And Michael Irvin, who waited for his turn behind Shakespeare last year, now the leading receiver on the team.
2nd and 4. Give on the right side is Highsmith, and he is punched hard. May have lost one. Well, I want to tell you something. The defense came across quickly, and Stanley Scott was there in a hurry. Before Highsmith could say so much as how do you do, Scott was shaking hands. 3rd and 3, Miami. Testaverde under pressure. Knocked away nicely by Fred Jones, the linebacker.
He got some pressure from number 37, Stanley Shiver, who was coming from his safety position. Watch number 37 get in there. That hurries Testaverde. And Fred Jones on the coverage there as he tried to drop the ball off to Alonzo Highsmith, number 30, coming out of the backfield.
Well, I thought that Jones had tipped the ball. Looking at the replay, he might not have gotten it. Jeff Feagles is the punter now. As you look at Jimmy Johnson, the head coach of the Hurricanes. Feagles has a 39-yard average. Low snap, ball's on the ground. He's fair game, and he goes down. Terry Robinson, the cornerback, number 15, saw the ball on the ground. Instead of containment, thought tackle, and got it.
Jeff Feagles, the punter, number 38, tries to field this ball here. He fumbles it. And there's the play right there by number 15, Terry Robinson, the cornerback. Another look, and you see very clearly how quickly Robinson is in there.
Brian Smith, the snapper, never got the ball off the ground. First down and goal at the 8. Tony Smith, the ball carrier. I don't think he got anything.
As we said at the top of the show, you can look for Tony Smith, number 49, and Victor Floyd, number 27, to be alternating at the tailback position. And we also mentioned that they've established quite a tradition of tailbacks in recent years, headed by the All-American Greg Allen.
Hassan Jones, the wideout to the bottom of the screen. You're looking at the freshman Ferguson, 2nd and goal from the 8. This is Jones, touchdown Seminoles!
Hassan Jones, the flanker back, play action fake here, and then a drop back. He runs a corner pattern. He gets behind number 29, Don Ellis, only by a step, but makes a leaping reception as Chip Ferguson, the freshman, throws a perfect pass high and outside.
Derek Schmidt, the extra point. He's never missed one in his life. That's 94 straight.
An isolated look at the latest great wide receiver in a great tradition of wide receivers for Florida State. Hassan Jones, number 88, working on Don Ellis, number 29. Beats him by a step for the touchdown.
He's played in the shadows of Dennis McCurran, now with the Bears. Ouija Thompson with the Steelers, and last year, Jesse Hester. The 8-yard touchdown catch by Hassan Jones as Miami now ready to receive the ensuing kickoff. J.C. Penney is number 21. The kicker, Barry Barco. It's taken by Mel Bratton. Bratton has a hole to the 30, to the 40. 46-yard line goes Mel Bratton before he's stopped by Brian Davis, number 39. And Barry Barco made part of that tackle, and kickers don't like to do that.
Another look at the previous touchdown from a different angle. Hassan Jones running a corner pattern. Beautiful pass here by the freshman Chip Ferguson as he outmaneuvers Don Ellis, number 29, to the corner. The ball thrown with perfect touch and timing high and to the outside. 4th touchdown of the year for Hassan Jones.
Jones had a touchdown catch against Miami last year. 1st and 10, Hurricanes. Testaverde to throw, in trouble. And overthrown. Intended for Highsmith on the sidelines, and there's one quality that I think Testaverde has that maybe Kozar doesn't have as much of, and that is versatility and mobility in the backfield while under pressure.
Well, on paper, Testaverde has the equipment to perhaps be the greatest Miami quarterback of them all, and that's saying something as we look at Bobby Bowden, one of the most successful and most popular coaches in the history of Florida football. A former quarterback at Samford College back in 1953.
Ball on the 46. An active defense showing a 5-man front. Testaverde on 2nd and 10 has a receiver. It is complete. It's Brian Blades from the Everglades, and he's down to the 27-yard line.
Closer look at number 9, the split end Brian Blades, as he goes down the middle on a crossing pattern. A little pirouette move there. Hello, goodbye, limp leg, juke step. Tries to traverse the field, but Fred Jones, number 55, the linebacker, is in a deep drop position and brings him down.
This offensive scheme of Miami is a good one. Good runners, good passers. 1st down on the 28, and Testaverde can throw. Should be a flag. Is there? No. Oh, I thought he had him.
Martin Mayhew, number 32, reached over the shoulder of Brian Blades, number 9. He was in good position. Now you can take a closer look at it as Blades runs a curl-in pattern from his wide receiver spot on the right. Mayhew, number 32, back reaches over, and he is not called for contact there. He may have gotten away with one there, but the Zebras will probably make up for it.
2nd and 10, get inside is Oliver. Not much happening. Paul McGowan is there to block the holes. He's 6'1", 218-pound sophomore.
Well, we've talked many times about the war of the trenches, and as you see, number 37, Oliver, trying to pick up valuable yardage there. Stanley Scott, number 83, gets the first hit. He gets a help from Paul McGowan, who is the leading tackler on the team.
Miami, 3rd and 10. Their 3rd down conversion percentage is 51%, but today they're 0 for 2. Here, they may have one. Alonzo Highsmith takes it down to the 11-yard line. He has the 1st down.
Alonzo Highsmith, who I think you mentioned earlier, Tim, was recruited as an outside linebacker or defensive end. He was switched to the fullback position. He told me that he used to study people like Lawrence Taylor and Hugh Green. Now he pays attention to people like Walter Payton and Herschel Walker. But he has the size that you like. He's 6'1", 228 pounds. He can do all kinds of running plays for you and also be a threat coming out of the backfield.
Well, it was Howard Schnellenberger who moved him.
Yep.
And it was very insightful. Last year he had 5 100-yard rushing games. So with the ball on the 18 now, Miami will have it 1st and 10 with 8:35 remaining in the 1st quarter. Tim Brandt, Lee Groscup, along with you from Tallahassee. Oliver again finds a hole this time on a little cross counter. Garth Jacks makes the tackle.
2nd and 5. This is either a running or passing down, and with a quarterback like Testaverde, he may elect to go play action.
Well, we told you about Jimmy Johnson. He likes to gamble. He is unpredictable, and they are in the 4-down area. The pass over the middle. That's Willie Smith, the tight end. Greg Newell takes him down, but it's a pretty good gain. So it'll bring up 3rd down and short, the ball on the 13 for Miami.
Once again, it's an option down with a quarterback like Testaverde because he may elect to go play action or sprint out because, as you mentioned, he is a very effective runner. Much more so than was Kozar.
3rd down, 2. Testaverde. Touchdown, Miami. Brian Blades, number 9, has it at the back of the end zone. And I think we're about to be tied.
Touch and timing route here by Testaverde as he looks for Brian Blades, who is outmaneuvering the secondary there, gets behind Greg Newell, number 40. It's simply a fade pattern.
Look at the orange there at the bottom of your screen by his feet. That could be dangerous.
Yep. That's a beautiful pass and a beautiful reception there by Brian Blades.
Cox on to attempt the extra point. That's Greg Cox. That is his 72nd straight. So 2 outstanding place kickers here. We have 7:23 remaining in the quarter, and we are tied at 7. 7-7 ball game here at Doak S. Campbell Stadium. We keep this up, we may need a calculator. These two teams can play, and offensively they open things up. Sealing, the kicker from Miami, will tee it up and knock it away. We've got 7:23 remaining first quarter. 7-7 is our score. Seelig with the kick, and it's taken by the up man. John Parks is taken down at the 25-yard line. Right now, let's go back to New York. Here's Jim Lamplin.
All right, Tim, before the executive director of the Cotton Bowl and the Sugar Bowl, the chairman of the selection committee for the Orange Bowl, the president of the Fiesta Bowl, Penn State reverted to its cardiac ways, beat Boston College 16-12 after trailing in the 4th quarter 12-10. The key play, a 30-yard interception return. Back to you.
Okay, Jimmy. Joe Paterno just seems to keep things rolling up there. This is Ferguson, Florida State on 1st down. Throws across the middle and is intercepted. Intercepted by Colbert Bain of Miami. So we have a mistake from the freshman right off the bat. That one could be costly because the ball now deep in Florida State territory, marked at the 38-yard line.
Ferguson looking for his wide receiver, Philip Bryant, number 9. Pressure from Jerome Brown there, and the interception made by Tolbert Bain, number 18, who is in perfect position, stepping right in front of the wide receiver. Good pressure is what forced Ferguson, the young quarterback, to throw the ball away.
1st down, Testaverde going for it all, has a man, it's Blades. Touchdown, Hurricanes! Blades took Williams down the sidelines and beat him by 2 steps.
I like the call and I like the execution. Come with your best play on 1st down after a turnover. Number 17, Eric Williams, is the cornerback who is trying to cover Brian Blades man for man. Blades runs a fly pattern, fades it to the outside. The ball is thrown with a nice high looping trajectory over the inside shoulder for a picture-perfect bomb touchdown.
Greg Cox, the freshman from Fort Lauderdale, knocks it through. It's good, and we've got a 14-7 ball game. So Testaverde now has thrown a touchdown pass in 7 straight ball games. They left your screen. Number 20 is Keith Ross. On the right, Chuck Wells. Ross originally signed with Florida, then went on and played 3 years of pro baseball with the Phillies and came back to Florida State as an amateur football player and now as a return man. This is Mark Sealing. 5'11", 183-pounder. And he knocks this one clear out of the end zone.
Another look at the previous touchdown. Straight drop back pass, 7 yards by Testaverde. Good protection. He sets up. He's looking wide to Blades, who's on the left. Gets by the cornerback there, and as I said, the ball could not have been thrown better. Blades now 3 receptions for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns, 38 yards on that last touchdown.
Williams had pretty good coverage there on the corner, but when he dropped back by a step, Blades went up high over top.
How do you like it so far, Haas?
Oh, I tell you, I love it. You saw Testaverde there on the sidelines. You know, I said he's thrown a touchdown pass in each of the last 7 ball games. Make that 2 touchdown passes in the last 7 ball games. He now has 16 on the year, second best in the school's history.
One of the things I asked him yesterday was if he would go the way of Bernie Kosar. He said definitely not. He plans to play his senior year. He's majoring in phys ed. He says he plans to take his time in graduating. He plans to be back for his senior season. He will be a redshirt senior in 1986. I would say that he would possibly be the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy in 1986 based on what he has done thus far in 1985.
He's a player. The scouts say that quality-wise, everything that he can do a little bit more than Bernie Kosar in that he is mobile. His arm is very strong, and he reads defenses very well. Jimmy Johnson told us that rather emphatically yesterday. Now we'll find out what kind of composure this guy has. Number 5, Chip Ferguson, the freshman, a true freshman, right out of high school. First down on the 20. Florida State decides to bang it up the middle. Here's Jim Lampley again in New York. Thank you. Here we've got 6:36 remaining in the first quarter. Ferguson pump fakes, reloads, finds the receiver, has his tight end Carter, and Carter is up close to a first down. He'll be a yard shy.
Pat Carter is really an outstanding tight end. He's 6'4", 255 pounds. As you look at his numbers reflected right there, not only an outstanding receiver, but one of the better sweep blockers you'll ever see. Fake left by Ferguson, and now comes back to his tight end, Pat Carter, on the right, who's running a short hook pattern in front of the secondary, and the ball is well thrown.
3rd down and 1. Right side, first down, Tony Smith. You know, I'm not so sure Ferguson's pass there when he reloaded was a fake. I think he just pulled it back because of coverage and then went to his second and third receivers, which shows a lot of composure to come back off that interception and throw a completion.
I think your point is well taken. Let's not call it a pump fake. Let's call it a read, because he did it very well. And that's one of the reasons, in talking to some of the assistant coaches yesterday, particularly Jay Perkins and Mark Rick, that they felt that Ferguson would be the type of quarterback that could lead them in the future.
That's Florida State's first down. The give, right side, Smith again. Spins and turns and drives, but he only gets 2 yards. Rod Carter is the man who made the tackle.
Well, you know, we talked about him being a true freshman. I'm talking about Ferguson, of course. When I was in college, freshmen didn't even play varsity football. You played only freshman football.
Well, it's a fairly new rule. That's not showing.
1973, they reinstated the freshman rule.
The year after I got out of Maryland.
Yep.
2nd and 9, ball on the 33. Ferguson again, big hole up the middle. Again, it's Tony Smith. He will not get the first down, however.
This is one of the definitive I formation plays, the sprint draw play. Tony Smith, number 49, possibly holding there as he spins away.
They put a nice new twist into that play, though, rather than just the eye power. They sent the lineman in misdirection and showed some trap blocking. 3rd and 3, Ferguson has a man open, and it's complete. First down. Philip Bryant, number 9, pulls it down, goes out of bounds, and again, FSU is in hurricane territory.
This is excellent throwing by Chip Ferguson as he throws to the outside to number 9, Philip Bryant, the wide receiver on the left sideline, covered there by Tolbert Bain. That ball could not have been thrown better as Bobby Bowden directs along the sideline. The plays are flashed into the quarterback, by the way.
13-yard gain, first down, ball on the 48. Little drag pattern across the middle by White, number 87.
There has developed here a tradition of quarterbacks and wide receivers through the years. Quarterbacks like Steve Tensey, Kim Hammond, Bill Kappelman, Gary Hubb, Wally Woodham, Jimmy Jordan, of course, we got to know in the United States Football League.
He's here today.
Is he? All right. And we'll tell you about those wide receivers in a little while, too.
2nd and 7, little shuffle pass inside. Tony Smith, first down, I believe, maybe a little bit shy, but a big gainer for Florida State.
Well, I recognize that pass. It's sometimes referred to as the Utah pass because my old coach, Cactus Jack Curtis, is considered the modern architect of the play. Bobby Bowden uses this in place of the draw play, and it's very effective. It involves a double team on one side with normal pass blocking on the other, and it creates a lane for the back who takes the reception. And by the way, that counts as a completed pass for the quarterback.
It is the safest play in football because it can't be. Tony Smith couldn't get the pitch out. They are still 2 yards shy of the first down.
This is known as their trap option play. The fake is to the fullback first. The pitch was not thrown well by quarterback Ferguson. Stubbs was applying the pressure, and Smith never got the handle on the ball.
4th and 2. Florida State is going to go for it. The ball on the 40. High formation. Now they shift. Flags fly, and I believe it's going to be offsides. Well, we'll wait for the call. It's a legal shift unless the linemen move, and the linemen may have moved. It may be against Florida State. It is. Bobby Bowden wants to talk to the official about it.
Like you say, it is a legal shift unless one of the linemen moved. Now, all they were doing was shifting from the tee to the shotgun.
Dead ball. False start. Offense.
Bobby, I'm sure it's
4th
upset.
down.
Well, he should be.
He had this. Hassan Jones, number 88, may have moved prematurely, but I don't think so.
I don't think so either. The offensive line, if they moved, they were pushed. This punt may die on the 1. Lewis Berry got it high, and he got the nose to deep dig into the ground, but now they say it's a touchback. 45-yard punt. Miami will have it first down on the 20. Let's take a look at that Miami campus.
From marine biology to music engineering, computer science to tropical architecture, the performing arts to the arts of healing. The University of Miami stands at one of the major crossroads of cultures and commerce, providing a unique environment where students can work and learn with some of the world's leading scholars and scientists. Discovering ways to make ours a better world. The University of Miami.
When Bobby Bowden, the coach at Florida State, came here, he told a story about when he was at West Virginia, all he heard was beat Pitt. When he was at Alabama, all he heard was beat Auburn. When he came to Florida State, everybody said, beat anybody. They had won only 4 games in the last 32 tries. Bobby has really turned things around. He's now 79-31-2 here. This is Miami on first down. Highsmith is the ball carrier.
I like that Bobby Bowden story. Of course, he has a tremendous sense of humor. Vinny Testaverde, on a little draw play, slips the ball to number 30, Alonzo Highsmith. And he's brought down pretty quickly there in the secondary by Tracy Sanders, number 16.
It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Hurricanes. Testaverde, deep drop, has a man, and it's dropped. Again, Brian Blades was wide open.
Well, if you're a young receiver, there's a good object lesson here. Watch how Blades temporarily loses his concentration. Now, you can't run without the what, Tim Brandt?
Without the football.
The pelota. That's right.
I was a defensive player, and I know that. Vinny is now 6 for 10, 93 yards. Third and 5 from the 25. Set up the screen. And Highsmith won't have much there. The defense was swarming. Felton Hayes, number 46. He was the first man there, and he's just a freshman. This is a young football team at Florida State.
Felton Hayes did quite a job of breaking through that screen, because if he hadn't made the tackle, there would have been a little convoy for the runner.
Well, that'll mean that Sanders will punt it away. Brian Smith is still the snapper, and he makes things exciting. He had a bad snap last time. Pressure, block. Touchdown, Florida State. But the officials are saying no. Jesse Solomon, number 57, came through to get the block. I can't imagine what they're calling here. Bobby Bowden can't believe it. Too much time?
Dead ball. The layup game. Offense.
Yes, sir. Too much time. 31 seconds now remain in the first quarter, so they'll try it again.
There's one time you're glad that your team is penalized. Solomon, number 57. Look how quickly he gets in on Fiegels as Fiegels tries to punt the football. And it's number 29,
Bill Richardson.
Bill Richardson, who covers it.
Miami has had trouble with its 2 punts thus far. 1 fumble, 1 block. Again, it's low. And again, it's blocked. 2 in a row, Florida State. The whole stadium's rocking.
Dodge, or Hadley, who comes in and makes the block. Well, he bats it into the end zone, and that's number 39, Brian Davis, who covers it for the touchdown. Amazing sequence of events on successive plays. We have block punch. One more look. Watch how Fiegels hesitates right here. He hesitates there. It's Hadley who blocks it. And it's Davis, number 39, who bats it first and then covers it for a touchdown.
Again, it was the low snap. That made him hesitate just a bit, and with the pressure coming from the right side, the offensive right side, he did take that extra stop. Hadley got it, Davis scored, and we've got a tie ball game.
Alabama in 1972 that sent Auburn to the Gator Bowl, believe it or not. Successive block punts sent Auburn to the Gator Bowl in 1972.
Well, Miami has certainly put some excitement into the kicking game. And if you'll believe it, that's the first block punt for Miami this year. For Florida State, well, they make a habit of doing that. Last year, FSU had 4 kicks blocked, and all led to their touchdowns. They believe on putting pressure on the kicker. Barry Barco, number 7, to kick it for the Seminoles. This is J.C. Penney. Has a hole. And again, a big return across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
J.C. Penney, an exciting player, and and you mentioned the catalog on him. 17 carries, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, 8.4 average as a backup runner, and also very dangerous as a return specialist. Wow, what a quarter of football we have had here in the capital city, Tallahassee, Florida.
You saw the scoreboard. It tells the tale. 18 seconds remain in the first quarter. We're tied at 14-all. Testaverde to throw. Has pressure. Incomplete. Again, it was intended for Brian Blades. Well, as Bobby Bowden says, they're in my briar patch now, and that guy right there, Jimmy Johnson's a little bit concerned. I think all he really wants to do is just maintain composure, get his team to play the way it can play and the way it has played over the last 6 games. Testaverde on 2nd and 10. Melvin Bratton has absolutely nowhere to run. He may have lost a half. Stanley Scott again on the tackle.
Well, you mentioned what Bobby said about this being his briar patch. He particularly would like to win today because the visiting team has dominated this series, strangely enough.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter, and what a quarter it's been. The crowd will tell you how much they liked it. We are tied. Florida State 14, Miami 14. Solo on Renegade, inciting the crowd. Tim Brandt Lee Gross Cup. As we start the second quarter, we're tied at 14-all. Miami with the football. Testaverde to throw under pressure. Again, shows great mobility. Throws long. Blades. Incomplete. Flag. Martin Mayhew and Eric Williams were the defenders. Pass interference.
You really get a sense of how strong Vinny Testaverde is here as he's rolling to his left. He throws the ball about 50 yards in the air back across field to his right as Blades on a deep crossing pattern gets in between the 2 Florida State defenders that you just mentioned, Mayhew and Williams. Blades in isolation here running his route. Williams, number 17, right there.
Automatic first down.
Look at Eric Williams, though. He doesn't even see Blades. He's going strictly for the football. Going for the interception. Incidental contact. First down, Miami. Still in their own territory. It'll be on the 47-yard line. Zone defense by Florida State. And the pass is incomplete. Well, I think in the last 2 plays, Cupper, we have seen the mobility of Testaverde. And I think because of that mobility, that's the reason he's been sacked only 15 times in 230 pass attempts.
It's a good reminder. 15 sacks is not very much when you consider how much he throws the football. Give some credit also to his offensive line, which he is very quick to do. But his mobility sets it up. Also, they have a lot of diversification in their offensive schemes. They show you a lot of different looks.
When Testaverde came to the line of scrimmage to start this season, he lined up behind a unit of 5 juniors, only one of which was a starter prior to this year. 2nd and 10. Complete. Nice pass to William Smith, the tight end. Let's go back to the studio in New York. Here's Jim Lampley.
All right, Tim, let's keep up with Florida's 17-game unbeaten streak on the line at Auburn. Auburn led in this game 10-7 early in the fourth quarter. Florida has just gone back on top 14-10 on a Bell to McDonald touchdown pass, second of the game for the Gators. Bo Jackson, 14 for 42 in the first half, hasn't played in the second half up to now. With Auburn behind, he's back in there. Back to you, Tim Brandt.
Lamps, there are more than 60,000 fans here that would love to see that ball game go one way.
How about the bumper stick? How about the sign we saw today?
How did it read?
For them at the start of the year, and particularly for their quarterback, Neil Lomax, who may be suffering from the Sports Illustrated jinx.
Well, Well, you know, you're right, but I think the fortune started to change a little bit on a game we had Monday night a while back. That was St. Louis and Washington. Redskins beat up on them a little bit, and they've struggled since. 2nd and 12 on the 36. Testaverde. Sacked. Darrell Gray, 65, 236-pound senior.
We said at the top of the show the key would be to stop Vinny. This is the most effective way to stop any quarterback. Get in his face real quick. Gray, number 65, gets an assist from Stanley Scott, number 83, and they're on top of Testaverde before he can really set up. He's going for his 7-step drop, and at that 7-yard depth, he gets a greeting.
A 20-yard loss. Down and forever. They have to get all the way back up to the 24-yard line. Testaverde again. Felton Hayes, 46, a freshman.
Consecutive sacks on quarterback Vinny Testaverde. Once again, straight drop back protection. Big plays here by the Seminoles as Felton Hayes, number 46, leads the way toward the quarterback.
Deion Sanders, number 2, the lone back. Jeff Feagles, 38, is the punter.
After having consecutive punts blocked, is he snake bit? We'll see.
Also should remind you that Brian Smith, 81, is still the snapper. Snaps okay, punts not. It's low. They'll let it hit and roll, and it'll go down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Well, the punt didn't even make a first down. Had it been a run. 11:39 remaining in the half. 42-yard punt. It'll be Seminoles ball. Jimmy Johnson on the right working the referees. Bobby Bowden, this is his briar patch. He's not going to let Johnson have anything on him. They both are now working the officials. 11:39 in the first half. Ferguson on first down. With time. Incomplete. Hassan Jones was the intended receiver, and that is the elbow of Testaverde. Not his throwing arm, however.
They appear to be icing the left elbow of quarterback Vinny Testaverde. Another look at the last play as Ferguson tries to get the ball downfield. He's pressured by Stubbs. He's heading for Hassan Jones. Gets a good look in the secondary there.
2nd and 10. Big hole, left side. This is Floyd. First down, Florida State. These two teams can play.
We talked about the balance of the two teams at the top of the show as we look at the numbers on Victor Floyd reflected right there, and also the tailback tandem that we expected to see. That was one of the real definitive I formation plays, the sprint draw.
Ferguson, incomplete. It was intended for Herbie Gaynor, but it was there on a bounce.
Slipping and sliding, too. Don't forget, this field was a swamp 2 days ago. Take a look at the pressure on Ferguson here, applied by the front four of Miami. First man there is Rod Carter, number 91, and that's the side that Ferguson was trying to throw to. More on Vinny's left elbow.
It's the team doctor working on him down there. Big hole, right side is Floyd, and Floyd is close to another first down. He'll be just short.
What a tackle by number 29, Don Ellis, there in the open field, because Victor Floyd had some running room as he took the ball on what they call 46, which is simply a sweep play, a power pitch. The lead block there by the fullback. Holloman sprint to the outside, but look at that tackle. What a classic open field tackle by number 29, Ellis.
Floyd is quite a story. He only played 1 year in high school. He was a redshirt freshman And now getting his chance. Everybody jumps early. Flags fly. I think it was Cletus Jones maybe pulled up a little bit at fullback. It was.
I think you're going to see Vinny put some elbow pads on and come back in. I think he's a little angry, a little shaken up, but he's going to be back in there and probably throwing the same kind of passes he's been throwing right along, because as you mentioned, it is his left elbow.
Illegal motion, offense, decline, 4th down.
Take a look at the top 10, how they're doing. This could be a big upset here. Ohio State 15-7 leading Iowa. Byers, I don't believe, is playing. Nebraska leading Kansas State. We saw them last week. Strong. Michigan extremely strong in a fight with Illinois. Auburn, as Jim Lampley mentioned, trails Florida now 14-10. Fake punt right side, and there is a whole lot of open space over there. Cletus Jones, first down.
You gotta love this play. This is a throwback to the days of the single wing. Snap the ball to the up back. Punt formation. Cletus Jones around the right side, picks up a block, breaks the tackle there, goes deep into the secondary before Perriman, number 33, brings him down along the right sideline. What an adventurous call by Bobby Bowden. Cletus Jones, number 42, breaks the first tackle there and picks up the yardage before he's brought down. That is a big play on 4th down for the Seminoles.
30 yards. And don't forget, it was Miami that declined the penalty. 9:50 remaining, first half. Pitch back, Floyd, right side, big hole, first down, Seminoles. They're just having a ball. Always fun to play in this type of ball game.
More than 60,000 fans in Doak S. Campbell Field going crazy.
Second down, 1. Now they've got the first down. I gave it to him prematurely. Again, it's Floyd. Gets up a little bit slowly off the line, number 72 for Florida State. He is 6'3", 323 pounds, and he's just a freshman.
He's known as Mountain, the Mountain.
I can see why. Hasn't missed many meals, and he spent lots of time in the weight room. First down play, again it's Floyd. This time he's married at the line of scrimmage by Jerome Brown and Dan Stubbs.
Hurricanes say it's time for them to flex their muscles because they've been blown out on this series. And despite the fact that we have great passers here today, great runners, it still evolves into a war of the men in the trenches. So ultimately it's going to get down to the front 5 against the front 4.
Galen White comes out of the ball game. Hassan Jones and Darren Holloman come in. Reverse. And he's in trouble. That's Holloman. Well, he just came into the ball game, and Dan Stubbs stayed at home defensively, was not cool with it, and made the play. Penn State, Joe Paterno continues to roll, still unbeaten. Still just barely getting by. Air Force with the wishbone. Fisher to Berry doing a great job there. Oklahoma over Kansas 20-3 at the half. And look at this one. Navy, Notre Dame 7-7. Keith Jackson, Frank Quarles out there. Shuffle pass inside, no go. Victor Floyd almost hit immediately.
You can tell that Miami has scouted that play well. They've seen the shovel pass used often. And you mentioned this earlier that Bobby Bowden likes that play a lot. He says it's replaced the draw play.
Derek Schmidt, 13 of 17 this year. His longest 54 yards. This one, 37. It's up. It's long enough, and it's good. So with 6:52 remaining in the half, Florida State leads Miami 17-14. Floor paint on everyone's face here today.
How about that for a game face? Even the ladies get the game faces on here.
Barry Barco, number 7, kicks off. High end over end kick. It'll take by J.C. Penney at the 1. Down at the 22-yard line, and that's where Vinny Testaverde will take over. Keep in mind now, Testaverde on the sidelines, icing down his left elbow, not his throwing arm. Tended to by a doctor, but he's back on the field.
Here is the final brawler. Florida 14, Auburn 10.
Mixed reaction here in the crowd as the Florida-Auburn score is given. Testaverde now with his left elbow taped and padded, but it has no effect on his throw. It's complete. Big gainer up to the 44-yard line.
He really has a sweet touch on the football. You just saw his numbers for the season. Those numbers rank him 4th nationally in passing efficiency. As we look at the scoring summary, that from the first quarter. What a game it's been so far.
Was the man who made the reception. It'll be first down again. This time they go outside, and Darrell Oliver fumbles the football. How close to the sideline was it? Miami retains possession. Keep in mind, it doesn't matter who recovers it if it's out of bounds.
Handoff deep in the backfield there to number 37, Oliver, who skips to the outside. He's carrying the ball a little loosely and in the wrong hand. He's hit there by Williams. Now watch the football. Does he ever have possession?
I think he
Williams may have had possession there along the sideline. Very questionable call. Florida State might have earned the football.
We do have the benefit of the replay. He has to call it immediately. But it looked like he recovered it. His momentum took him out of bounds. Should have been a turnover. Testaverde, first down and 10, going deep. Incomplete. Almost intercepted. Alfonso Williams again. The man who just recovered the fumble out of bounds was the defender and almost had himself an interception.
Willie Smith did a good job of knocking that ball away, because here he becomes a defensive player. The previous play, which is so controversial, shows Oliver, number 37, bouncing to the outside, carrying the ball loosely. Now watch, he's going to be hit right here by number 17, Eric Williams. The ball comes loose. Now the key play is here with number 26, Alfonso Williams. He covers the football, but does he have possession?
Yes. 2nd and 10. Testaverde under pressure. Evades the pressure nicely and throws it incomplete. Intended for William Smith, 84, but he caught it on a bounce. Boy, Stanley Scott was some kind of coming and putting pressure on Vinny Testaverde. Here's the final that everybody just reacted to in the stadium. Florida upsets 5th-ranked Auburn 14-10. You know, Cupper, ironically, Florida is the only common opponent these two teams here today have.
Your alma mater won.
Third and 10. Flag. Testaverde down, but there is a flag. Felton Hayes, 46, made the tackle. Isaac Williams may have been offsides. He was. 45, Isaac Williams. Down lineman for Florida State jumped early.
Isaac is one of the stronger members of the team. He bench presses 420 pounds. He can power clean 395 pounds. That means the old clean and jerk.
Offsides, defense, still third down.
Against the Seminoles. Third down, Miami.
There's the story. Third and 5. Again, there's pressure. And again, Testaverde is sacked. Isaac Williams, who was penalized a minute ago, first to get there, 45. He's not only strong, Cupper, he's quick.
Very quick, and he was excited about playing in this game. I talked to him yesterday. He said sacking a quarterback is his favorite item, and that's what he does right there. The third sack of the day on quarterback Vinny Testaverde, and I said at the top of the show that pressure on Vinny would be the key.
Good snap, high punt. Fair catch called for by Deion Sanders. So Florida State will have the ball on the 18. Vinny Testaverde. There's the situation today. 3 sacks. Coming into this ball game, he had been sacked only 15 times in 220 attempts. And with people coming from all sides, it's tough to look for a second receiver when you're looking at defenders. First down straight ahead, Tanner Holloman. Tanner Holloman, the brother of Darren Holloman. Here's Jim Lampley. Lampley, I know being a Carolina grad, you like that Maryland score. Tanner Holloman, big opening, right side, 36-yard line. Maryland plays Miami next week in Baltimore.
Holloman, the fullback, on what is known as the fullback trap play off the right side, picks up a good block from Ionata, number 77, slides to the outside and makes a good game before Blades, Benny Blades, number 36, brings him down.
From the 36, Ferguson, first down, across the middle. Incomplete pass interference. Don Ellis, the defender, hit Hassan Jones too early. It'll cost him.
This is an easy one to call. Hassan Jones, number 88, running a deep slant in pattern, is hit prematurely there with the right arm of number 29, Don Ellis. We talked about the wide receiver tradition for Florida State. Of course, you go back to great names like Fred Biletnikoff, Ron Sellers, Jackie Flowers, Mike Schumann, Barry Smith, Rhett Dawson, and of course
Pass interference, defense, automatic first down.
You know, the interesting thing, Lee, about Hassan Jones is he averages over 20 yards a catch. So when he does make the catch, they're big gainers. From the 49, Ferguson, the freshman, again across the middle. Hassan Jones, first down.
The athletic ability of number 88, Hassan Jones, gets by the first man, slides into the open area of the coverage. Now watch his athletic ability here as he has to hold onto the ball despite the hit of Selwyn Brown, number 32, who nails him in midair. Of course, the last wide receiver that was here was Jesse Hester. He appears to be hurt.
Hassan Jones dislocated a shoulder early in the season against Tulane. He's now shaken up after that 20-yard catch. Give straight ahead to Holloman. Tanner Holloman. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it for you, but they're working down on Hassan Jones, and they're working on the shoulder.
Second look at Hassan Jones and how he might have re-injured his shoulder here. In midair, he is hit by Selwyn Brown, number 32, and he comes down on the left shoulder. Very easily could have re-injured it.
Tough body, soft hands, but he hit awkwardly, and they are working. They've diagnosed the shoulder. They've looked at it. They've given him the okay to return. 2nd and 7, the ball on the 26. FSU driving. Wide open. Touchdown, Pat Carter. Freshman Ferguson, reverse pivot, and Carter was wide open, his 2nd touchdown of the year.
The play-action fake is what freezes the secondary and enables Ferguson to throw back to his tight end Carter, who gets behind the secondary for an easy touchdown.
Schmidt has never missed an extra point. And this one is good as well.
So Ferguson, in his first start, is now 8 for 12, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I can't imagine anything tougher for it. Field goals were kicked by Florida State, who led at the half 9-0. Barry Barco kicking off for FSU. J.C. Penney, 1 yard deep. Has a hole in some blockers. And trips down at the 29-yard line.
Watch how the play fake freezes number 36, Benny Blades, in the secondary, as Ferguson spins to his left, wheels around back to his right, and finds Pat Carter, number 85, the tight end, up the right seam, all alone for the touchdown. This gives you a better perspective. Watch number 36 in the secondary, how he's influenced by the play fake to the left, and he can't get back in time to cover Carter up the right seam.
2 minutes, 33 seconds remain in the first half. This is Bratton. Well, tempers a little bit. Maintain composure. You know, ironically, as much as we talk about the feud between these two teams, it has been an outstanding rivalry within the state. It has been, as they describe it here, a very friendly rivalry. The one they really like to get, both of these clubs, is Florida. Well, success breeds success, and everybody wants it. And right now, Florida, very successful. 2nd and 5. Testaverde, wide open and overthrown. Somehow Brian Blades, number 9, had worked himself clear down the sidelines.
Blades had a step on Mayhew, number 32. The ball was thrown a little wide that time. That was not one of Vinny's better passes.
NC State over South Carolina, 21-17. Alabama wins big with Shule at quarterback. Here it's 3rd and 5. Testaverde under pressure. Escapes one tackler. And throws as he's going down, incomplete. Intended again for Brian Blades.
Sometimes the life of a quarterback isn't always as comfortable as it seems, particularly when you're getting this kind of pressure. And sometimes a hurry can be even more effective than a sack, because it's hurries that force the interception, which almost happened that time.
Remember Ron McDowell for the Washington Redskins, a friend of mine in Washington. He said when he was playing, if that happened and they didn't get the sack, they used to call it a baggie. They hurried to throw and they made something happen.
All right.
Again, a lot of pressure and not a good punt. This is Deion Sanders. And he runs into a posse. That's been a rough day for that man, Feagles, the punter for Miami. Coming up next week, Alabama down in Baton Rouge against LSU, and Alabama did win big today. LSU had a good game as well. Arkansas and Baylor will be the other one. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area.
Southeast and Southwest Conference shootouts.
Ferguson throws way far to the right side, and it's incomplete. That's a 50-yard pass, and it had to have been caught, it would have been a 2-yard gain, intended for Philip Bryant. There's the LSU score we were telling you about. Georgia, big win over Tulane. Green Wave continues to struggle. Tennessee back on the winning track. Virginia Tech down in Blacksburg. Howard Schnellenberger got a win today. Citadel leading 10-3. 2nd and 10. Floyd, 2 yards.
Victor Floyd carry his score. The Seminoles.
Big number 91, Rod Carter, out of Fort Lauderdale, made the tackle.
Good job of running there by Victor Floyd, who is one of the fastest men on the team. He's a burner. He can fly.
Time continues to tick away in the first half, down to the waning moments. 1:23. Ferguson to throw. Avoids the pressure. Complete. First down, FSU. Herb Gaynor with the catch. Vinny Testaverde, the junior, can only watch as the freshman works meticulously for Florida State.
That's an amazing play by Ferguson as he avoids pressure from Stubbs and McVeigh. And watch how he slides to his left, wheels now, and throws back across field to his right. It's Gaynor, number 3, who makes the reception, and that's a remarkable play for the 18-year-old freshman.
Under a minute to go now. Floyd picks up 2. The thing that's most impressive about Chip Ferguson, who is a true freshman, is the fact that he threw an interception early, came back, and has shown tremendous composure thus far.
By his own admission, he was very nervous. He learned of this starting assignment on Tuesday. They were hampered in practice this week because of the rain. Despite all that, Chip Ferguson is now 9 of 14 in the passing department for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Holding. Offense. Still first down.
So that's a big penalty against Florida State as they were marching down inside Miami territory. Now they move back to the 48. Their own 48 with 45 seconds left. Gain of 2. How can anybody that owns a snake and plays with a boa constrictor all day be afraid of a football game or be nervous to go out on the field? That's his pet, Bo.
Well, now you just revealed something to me. Tell me more about that. He's a snake charmer, huh?
That's it. He likes.
We've seen some of those in college football through the years.
Said he carries Bo with him everywhere he goes.
Bo as in boa constrictor.
Boa constrictor. 36 seconds left. Floyd, right side. I think they'll just move it up down the middle of the field and try to give Schmidt a chance if they can with 30 seconds left. Now, I remind you that Derek Schmidt, the place kicker for Florida State, has a strong leg. His longest ever is 54 yards against Miami a year ago. He has had 2 51-yarders this year.
Speaking of Bo, not as boa constrictor, but as in Bo Jackson, how about how Florida contained Bo today?
Tough day for Bo. Look at this as the other players now slapping hands, giving a little bit of confidence. He's loose, smiling. He knows the game's on television.
I'll tell you an interesting statistic. I have covered the Seminoles off and on since 1967, and I have never seen them lose. I told Bobby Bowden that yesterday. I said, I don't want to jinx you. But, you know, I've never seen the Seminoles lose. All the games that I've covered. That goes back to covering a Memphis State game at Memphis in 1967 when Kim Hammond was the quarterback. They had a great wide receiver at that time named Ron Sellers. I'm sure you remember him.
Sure, Jingle Joints. Scored a touchdown on my brother Mike at Maryland.
Can't put anything over on you, Tim Brandt.
Mike had the same problem in Maryland I did. Slow. "30 seconds remain here in Tallahassee. Florida State leads 24-14. That's the time remaining in the first half. Ferguson now on 3rd and 14. Try to get Schmidt in position. A lot of pressure backside. And oh my, Ferguson is really tagged. Dan Stubbs, 96.
The caption here reads, "Welcome to Division 1A football, Chip Ferguson." That's from Dan Stubbs, number 96, who comes around on the blind side of the quarterback.
Here at Miami. 6.5 years as a head coach. Played and coached for Frank Broyles.
Part of the famous Royals-Arkansas connection. Frank's guys are dominating in Division 1A football. We'll talk more about that. Johnson, Hatfield, Jones, Switzer, Akers, Fry. 6 coaches influenced by our colleague Frank Broyles in Division 1A football.
Well, there's the punter, Lewis Berry. I don't know what the holdup is now. 14 seconds left. They adjust the clock. That's what it was as you look at Bobby Bowden. 79, 31, and 2 at FSU. And would love to have the 80th win of his career against interstate rival Miami. So they do adjust the clock. 32 seconds remain. Well, now what are they doing to it? They've gotten me confused. I think the coaches are confused, but now they're set to go. They decide on 18 seconds. Barry is the punter. Brett Perryman and David Kintai are the deep backs for Miami. Pressure. Taken at the 5. That's David Kintai. And he runs out of bounds with 9 seconds left. And I mean, he was run out of bounds and almost up into the cheap seats.
Well, remember that Testaverde can throw the ball about 70 or 80 yards in the air. He has a tremendously strong arm. So now he can throw one down here and hope for a long completion to set up a field goal.
Or one of those deflected passes, which they know so much about. It was Doug Flutie who threw one against them last year.
However, you can't hope for an interference call anymore. They've changed the rule.
8 seconds remain. Give inside is Oliver, and that should do it. The crowd appreciates it. I think they've enjoyed it as much as we have. We hope you have too. Miami has proven something. They are big, they're strong, they're fast, quality team. Florida State has really gone after them here. Florida State 2 with 1 loss, both with 6-1 record. Number 20, Keith Ross. On the right, 44, Chuck Wells of Florida State. Mark Sealing kicks off for Miami to start the second half, and this one is way deep in the end zone, taken by Keith Ross. What a pleasure it was to talk to Dick Hauser at halftime. These are the first half stats, Lee Grosskopf.
Well, we talked at the top of the show about the importance of pressuring Vinny Testaverde. And you look at the rushing yards there for Miami, -8, and you get a sense of how they have been able to shut him down, the passing yards totaling 127. But there is better balance there for Florida State, and as a result of that, they lead 186 to 119 in total yardage.
Hassan Jones, who was shaken up in the first half, doesn't start the second. It's Herb Gaynor, Philip Bryant. First down, Florida State, and the Seminoles jump. Chip Ferguson is the freshman quarterback who was simply outstanding in the first half. 10 of 15 for 99 yards. Defensive talent for Miami, John McVay, 6'2", 236 pounds. Derwin Jones, 268. Jerome
Dead
Brown,
ball.
275. There's the call we just
Still
told you.
first down.
Dan Stubbs, 238. Winston Moss, quite a story there. Sam, strong linebacker, 230. George Myra Jr., 225. Rod Carter, 210. Very young secondary. 3 sophomores and a freshman. Big Gainer Floyd out out across midfield, still on his feet to the 36-yard line. And Florida State didn't lose anything at halftime. They come out fired up and strong to start the second half. First down. There's your secondary we were just telling you about. It is young, but it can play. Very aggressive, extremely smart, and there's a lot of athletic talent there. 21-yard gain by Floyd. He now has 59 on the day as Hassan Jones comes back in for Florida State. Ball on the 36, first down. The freshman, Ferguson, gain of 5.
Ferguson on the quarterback keeper.
Here's the offense. Ferguson, we talked all about true freshman there. Floyd, 59 yards first half. Cletus Jones, the fullback. Herb Gaynor and Darren Holloman, the wide receivers. Carter, tight end. A couple of big catches, including a touchdown in the first half in the offensive line. 2nd and 7. And there's a flag. Cletus Jones is the ball carrier. And they love their football here in Tallahassee.
Cletus Jones, the ball carrier. Flag at the 42.
Against the Seminoles, holding.
Cletus Jones, of course, is the man who had the big play in the second quarter on a fake punt. He being the upback, moved the ball into scoring territory for the Seminoles. Floyd, you just mentioned his numbers, 59 yards and 10 carries.
Holding. Offense. Still second down.
What down is it?
Referee Gil Gelbick makes the call. Just underway. The second half of play. Tim Brand and Lee Grosscup. Florida State leads by 10. 2nd and 17. The ball on the 29. Floyd. And again, he has a big hole on the right side. George Myra Jr. made the tackle, number 45 for Miami. What a career his dad had at Miami.
George Myra Jr.
Aiden Fry happened to scratch and claw in that game if he's going to come back to win it. They've had some thrillers there, but that's tough.
Well, Air Force is still undefeated, still have a couple there, but I'll tell you what, you're not going to see many unbeaten clubs anymore in college football. There is parity now with the limitation on scholarships. 3rd and 8 from the 37. Where's the ball?
Let's go.
Ferguson has it. He's down. Trip coming out from center. How do you... Did you ever do that as a quarterback?
Yep. It can happen. Back away too quickly. Don't ride that center. You don't get the ball properly, you're in trouble.
Berry kicks it away. Perryman and Kintyre, the deep backs. It's going to be David Kintyre, the receiver for Miami. Great coverage. So after a great first half, it's a little bit sloppy here the second half. That 45-yard punt gives Miami back the ball for the first time this half. Eagles will be watching that one closely, as we will. First down, Miami. Testaverde. Going long. Blades across midfield to the 44-yard line. And Brian Blades and Testaverde pick up where they left off. Martin Mayhew made the tackle. This is the Florida State defensive unit. Isaac Williams. The nose guard, Todd Stroud. Stroud, 233 pounds, strong. Gerald Nichols, 265. He's got good feet. Jax is 230. These are all young players, except for Darrell Gray. He's a senior. Freddie Jones is a junior. He's an underclassman. McGowan is a sophomore. And on they go. Underclassmen. Again, same situation in the secondary as Miami. 3 sophomores and a freshman. Starting to rain now. Testaverde on first down. Plenty of time. Has a receiver complete. Gain of 4. Here's Martin Mayhew. He's the guy that makes things happen. Broke up 4 passes last week. Eric Williams, Stanley Shiver, and Greg Newell. Shiver is the freshman. The rest are all sophomores. Testaverde found a lot of pressure. Testaverde has struggled, injured his left elbow in the first half. He has a pad on it now. Oliver, Highsmith, Blades, and Irvin. Those are the skilled positions. Down deep, you've got Willie Smith. He's a good one. Then you go down in the trenches. These guys, all juniors, underclassmen, only one. Bertucelli had experience prior to this year. 3rd and 5. First down, Hurricanes. William Smith, the tight end, just dragged across the middle, came underneath the linebackers.
That's a way to silence the crowd, and that was a good call and good execution that time by Testaverde as he looked for his tight end, Smith, on a curl-out pattern. Got into the open area of the coverage, and that's the type of play that can work effectively either against man or zone. Good protection there. Smith, number 84, curls to the outside. Gets in front of Hayes, number 46.
8-yard pickup, ball on the 32. First down, flags. The pass is complete to Brian Blades, but there is a flag.
Flag down at the 33.
It's against Florida State. Florida State's been a little bit sloppy here to start the second half. Wow.
Wow is right. That's some indication of how the Canes have been in the third quarter and how they have dominated their opponents. They're a big, strong, physical team. They can wear you down, and they have the firepower.
All right, now that we've said that, let me tell you about the other side of the line of scrimmage. Florida State has shut out 4 of 7 teams in the second half this year. The only Auburn has scored more than 1 touchdown after intermission. That's an interesting play. 1st and 5, and Testaverde can't hear. Testaverde now is going to talk things over with Jimmy Johnson. When we were talking to Vinny Testaverde yesterday, I asked him about the crowd. I asked him about how loud it gets in here, and he says, hey, we've worked it out. I've got hand signals for the wide receivers in case they can't hear me if I audibilize. He's got 1st and 5 here and gives it up the middle to Oliver. Look at a leg drive on Oliver. He's going to be up close to a first down. Paul McGowan made the stop for Florida State. See where it's marked. First down, Miami.
Oliver, one of 4 runners that we spotlighted at the top of our show. These runners are pretty much interchangeable. As we look at Osceola and his horse Renegade, Oliver, Williams, Highsmith, and Bratton have added up to about 1,000 yards rushing coming into today's game.
Oliver replaces Warren Williams. First down at the 20, the pitch back. It is Oliver, and he picks up a few.
Darrell Oliver carries for Miami.
A very important comparison, something that we have been talking about right along. Vinny Testaverde has more yards, but look at the numbers on Chip Ferguson. 10 of 15 for 99 yards, 2 touchdowns, and only 1 interception as, well, Testaverde has the 2 touchdowns.
2nd and 6 from the 16. Testaverde, complete, plenty of room. William Smith to the 2. William Smith, the tight end, worked himself free, and when a tackle was missed, he picked up another chunk down to the 2-yard line.
Now watch this, because I think it points out how strong Vinny Testaverde is. He's backpedaling, he's throwing while under a lot of pressure, and still gets the ball thrown with a lot of authority to William Smith, number 84, his tight end, who takes the ball down to the
1st and goal, Hurricanes at the 2. Right side, Highsmith, touchdown.
Alonzo Highsmith in for the Hurricane score.
I like this call to the fullback. back, Alonzo Highsmith, number 30. Get the ball wide to your best ball carrier on first down. Get him some running room. Good block there by the fullback, Oliver, number 37. The lead block there springs him. A look from ground level. And you see that block at a better angle. Look at the stiff arm right there on number 32, Mayhew, which gets him into the end zone.
Cox with the extra point. And with 8 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play, Joe Campbell Stadium, Florida State 24, Miami 21. And adjust the college rankings. Florida State ranked 9th, Miami ranked 11th, but there are also representatives of 8 bowls here this evening, including the Orange Bowl New Year's Eve. And the winner of this game will have the inside track to that Orange Bowl. It's Roth and Wells, deep for Florida State. It's Ross who puts the ball on the ground, picks it up, and gets back to the 17-yard line. Ross, we mentioned, he was signed by Florida, played 3 years in the Phillies organization, and now is here with Florida State.
That's the way the drive worked out. It was Highsmith taking it in, but that was an impressive drive because it had a nice mixture of plays, good combination of runs and passes, and they chewed up time on the clock. I think that was an important time in the game for the Hurricanes. Now, this is an important defensive series.
Here comes the blitz. 3-step drop, throws across the middle, incomplete. You know, as a spectator, I can't imagine wanting anything else in a ball game. We've seen it all.
This is one of the better games that I've covered in a long time, and I'm glad to be here with you. Through the years, I have had the opportunity to cover many exciting football games, but this is the kind of game I like because of the fact that you have 2 teams who can throw the football, they can move on the ground, and they also have exciting defense.
A little bit of rain we have has stopped. The clouds have broken. The crowd has risen. Ferguson has it 2nd and 10 for Florida State. This is Floyd, and he's nailed. Victor Floyd, freshman out of Pensacola, Florida, big first half. Third and 8. Ball on the 20. Miami blitzes. Pass across the middle, almost intercepted.
Oh, Chip Ferguson was lucky. He was under pressure from Dan Stubbs, number 96. The pressure is what makes him throw high. Dan Stubbs is coming around on his blind side right there. See the pressure right there? That's what makes him throw the ball high, and he nearly gets a pick.
Ferguson now 10 for 17, 99 yards. Lewis Berry will kick it away. David Kintai, Brett Perryman, the deep backs, and this ball is sailing deep. What a punt. It's taken by Perryman, and he runs out of bounds on the 36, 37-yard line. So with 7:17 left in the third quarter of play, Miami gets good field position after that 51-yard punt. Well, that's the weather situation here in Tallahassee. See that rainbow? Probably a pot of gold at the end of it for whoever wins this game because they're going to a New Year's Eve bowl. 1st and 10 at the 38. Miami has the ball. This is Vinny Testaverde. Under pressure. Goes down again. Isaac Williams, number 45, put the pressure on it. He's from Sanford, Florida.
Is sack number 4 on the day for Vinny Testaverde as Isaac Williams, who had 6 tackles for loss coming into today's game.
The U.S. won the gold medal in L.A. Get the chance to see that on Wide World. Testaverde now, 2nd and 14. Throws one tackler aside. Now scrambles back to the right side and throws incomplete. Stanley Scott, number 83, is the man who applied the pressure. The whip.
But see that continuing pressure? We talked about that at the top of the show.
Well, we laugh a little bit about that whip. Last night at our production meeting. Lee Grosscup came in and whipped us all into shape. Told us if anybody got out of hand, they'd get it. Cupper, you're tough.
Got to add a little discipline to our production meeting.
Battle cry goes up here. Florida State in 3rd and 14. What can Testaverde do? Incomplete. Almost a great catch by William Smith. Oh, what an effort by him. 84, William Smith.
Pretty good protection this time. Now Smith slipped right there. Had he not slipped right there, Tim, I think he could have caught that football.
There is a flag.
Holding. Offense declined. 4th down.
Remember, we talked about the shape of the turf. Very wet here. They had a helicopter out here yesterday morning to blow the water off the field.
Well, Miami has made this an adventure all afternoon. The punting game, Jeff Beagles. Again, he's under pressure. This one, he drives a mile. This is Deion Sanders at the 10. And he gets almost back to the 20. We'll put it down on the 19.
Well, the Seminoles were beating the drums. They're on the warpath. They want a touchdown now. They want more on the board. They need it. Meanwhile, they've continued to harass quarterback Vinny Testaverde. They have sacked him 4 times for a total of 46 yards.
Great punt that time, 52 yards. The return was only 9. Loud crowd. By the scoreboard, they've got a spear that lights up according to how loud the crowd is, and it's been near the top all afternoon. Ferguson on 1st down goes to the sideline and up, included, or intended rather, for Hassan Jones, but he was pushed out of bounds, stepped out of bounds, and that's legal. As long as they ride him only in the first 5 yards.
Yep, that's legal to there. That's getting close. It's a fade pattern to the outside. I think Hassan sensed that pressure coming, and he was distracted.
Obviously, you can't go out of bounds and come back in. There's the spear.
There it is.
Here it goes.
Whoa!
Here it goes.
Oh, yeah.
They get a big play, and it'll be lit at the top. 2nd and 10. Flags fly. Ferguson. Incomplete. Cletus Jones was the intended receiver.
Well, I wonder who Vinny's talking to. He's obviously calling for help. He might be asking for a few more blockers. He's been sacked 4 times.
Offsides. Defense. Still 2nd down.
Well, that'll make it 2nd and 5 to 24. Reverse pivot, option play. Victor Floyd. I'm telling you, when you can hear a lick like that, whew,
You know they're popping when you can hear it like that.
either that or we're too close.
They call that their trap option. It's a little whirly bird. The quarterback reverse pivots, fakes to the fullback, and then he is optioning the corner. It means that he's going to keep it himself or he's going to pitch to the trailing back. Now, we don't think of the I formation usually as an option formation, but it can be very effective.
5:54 remaining. 3rd period. 3rd and 3. Seminoles. Ferguson, backside pressure. Over the middle. Should be a flag. There's not. How can they not call that?
I'll tell you, Benny Blades is happy they didn't. Benny Blades is celebrating.
Oh, that's the reason. The ball was tipped, they say.
Watch the pressure first, Tim. See this? They're starting to establish the pass rush now. Stubbs is in there, right on him.
Well, if that's the case, if the ball was tipped,
Now
then
here's,
it's not pass
here's the
interference.
next important thing. See this? See, let's watch. Ball is tipped. Ball is tipped right there.
Good call. Kintai side, takes it on a run and runs out of bounds. Well, I apologize to the official then. Being very astute.
Number 45, George Myra Jr., son of the old quarterback, is the middle linebacker in the 4-3 defense, and he tips the ball right there.
No, I don't think it was Myra. It was Jerome Brown.
I take it back. It's Jerome Brown, the man who had such a great game against Oklahoma.
Brown is 6'3", 275 pounds, and he's got a big bear paw. From the 44, first down. Became famous, scored a touchdown with 28 seconds left against Boston College last year. Scored 4 touchdowns, as a matter of fact, in that game. But that's the touchdown that set up the play that Doug Flutie hit Phelan with. A miracle. Second and 11, the draw play. Highsmith. Got 2.
I said at the very top of the show that this was a pick'em game. I felt that the teams were well balanced, that they were well coached, and if there was any edge, it would be the fact that Miami had an experienced quarterback. But Chip Ferguson, the freshman, has been impressive. He has met the challenge thus far.
Non-stop war chant. 3rd and 7. Big play. Backside pressure. Flag flies, and the ball is dropped. William Smith, 84, was the intended receiver, but there is a flag, and it could be holding against Miami. It is.
Holding. Offense declined. 4th down.
Jeff Beagles, 38 for Miami. Out of bounds as the war chant continues to be played here. Let's go back to New York.
Tim Brandt, we have already told you about Florida's victory over Auburn. We've just gotten video of the winning touchdown. There were 7 minutes, 18 seconds to go, and Kerwin Bell lofted this 8-yard touchdown pass to Ray McDonald. The Gators made it stand up. They haven't lost in 18 outings, and they beat Auburn today at Auburn, 14-10. Yours again.
Ironically, Jim, it is the only team that both of these teams play here. Of course, Miami lost to Florida in the opener, and Florida State gets its shot at the Gators in the last game of the season. It'll be 2nd and 8, 4 minutes remain, 3rd period of play. Ball on the 27. Florida State has the ball. Victor Floyd, and I think the linebackers are starting to key on Floyd. Every time he gets it, he draws a crowd.
Good 2nd and 3rd effort by Victor Floyd, the tailback. We talked about the importance of the tailback position at Florida State. And now there would be a tandem working today in Floyd and Smith. Floyd has been dominating.
I tried to think of the term a minute ago, common opponent, but I couldn't do it. I think I had one too many Rydell's under my chin. 3rd and 7, and Ferguson sacked. Second sack of the day against Ferguson. Miami came that time playing
Hey, that's Kevin Fagan. Kevin Fagan in the game. Kevin Fagan, the great one who's been injured, number 95. Now watch the pressure that he applies to the blind side of Chip Ferguson, and that's a big plus for the Hurricanes because Fagan is the man they figured would be the most dominating defensive lineman for them, and he's been slowed down by injury.
Lewis Berry's punt, and it's a dandy. Inside to the 30, out to the 34, and fumbles the football. Stays in bounds. Did it hit the line as the key, or was Kintai down? We'll wait for the call. crowd, they say he was down. The ground cannot cause a fumble.
Along the left sideline on an 11-yard return, Kintai, number 11, bounces to the outside here. Yep, the ground does cause the fumble, and the ground cannot cause the fumble and have it be lost to the other team.
Almost as if the ball had eyes, staying in bounds. That's David Kintai. They're working on him. Testaverde. Incomplete. First down pass was intended for Michael Irvin. But Deion Sanders, the defender, stripped him of the football. Look at that sky. Glorious, glorious night in Tallahassee, Florida. Coming up next week, the two games you'll see. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. Alabama, LSU, and Baton Rouge, Arkansas, and Baylor.
You're going to like that action.
The noise level of the spear. The war chant continues. The blitz is on. 2nd and 10. Incomplete. Alonzo Highsmith had a caravan in front of him and dropped the football.
Alonzo's going to wish he had this one back. Look at this. The safety blitz is on. Everybody's coming. It's a perfect time for a screen. And Testaverde throws the ball to Highsmith. Look at the convoy he would have had had he been able to hold on to this football. Oh, my.
Spectacular. 2:25 remain in the third period. 3rd and 10. Testaverde drops the ball and picks it up. And he's sacked for the 5th time. This time Isaac Williams is the guy who made the tackle along with Todd Stroud. And this war chant is nonstop. Deion Sanders with a fair catch.
So again, what I said at the very top of the show, that the key would be to pressure Vinny Testaverde. They have now sacked him 5 times for minus 53 yards, 7 yards minus on that last sack. The remains of Hurricane Juan have left a beautiful sky here in Tallahassee.
39-yard punt gives Florida State good field position. Here's the top 10. Ohio State now leading Iowa, 4th quarter. Iowa unbeaten until this day. Penn State wins again. As usual, it's close. Nebraska rolls up 41-3. Ferguson 0 for 4 this half. Wants to throw on 1st down and has Hassan Jones.
Again, the talented young freshman goes to work to his favorite receiver, Hassan Jones, who cuts in front of Don Ellis, number 29, on a deep slant pattern. That ball was thrown just right. Look at the numbers on Hassan. 344, 1 touchdown.
1st down, run the ball. Tony Smith may have lost a yard. Michigan and Illinois, 3-3 final. What a surprise that is. At least to me. Florida wins. Air Force. Fisher to Berry, what a year he's having with that wishbone offense. Oklahoma 48-6. Notre Dame leads Navy 27-10. That game in the 3rd quarter. Ferguson tucks it away. Across midfield into Miami territory and battles his way down to the 45-yard line. And there's a flag way behind the play up by the hash mark at midfield. A little extracurricular activity, perhaps. First personal foul against Florida State. And that's a mental error, and I'm sure Bobby Bowden wants no parts of. He'll talk to the official now and get the name and number of the player that was involved. Have some words with him a little bit later. That's costly. Ferguson fought his heart out to make that extra yardage.
Personal foul, offense, still second down.
Personal foul, reassessed against the Seminoles. Still second down.
It's 2nd and 30 now for Florida State. Much bigger chore than it would have been. Ferguson unleashes the pass, and it's intercepted. Colbert Bain, number 18, is the man who had Philip Bryant covered pretty well. Took the inside hip pocket of the receiver, got the ball at his highest point, and made the interception.
The pressure first. Now let's watch Dan Stubbs, number 96, who has been in Ferguson's face all day. That's what really hurts right there because he throws it too soon. And as he goes for Bryant, it's Bain, number 18, who is standing here in perfect position. Now watch this. He leaps high in the air to make the interception.
Ferguson struggling a little bit now in the second half. Last play of this half, or this quarter rather. Across the middle, big completion. Again, it's Blades who makes the catch, and Deion Sanders was the defender. So as the third quarter ends, Miami now with a big play. Oh, that's the end of the third quarter. We'll be right back with more college football action for you after. That's the story as we start the final quarter here in Tallahassee. 3-point difference, 15 minutes remain, and Vinny Testaverde right there. Another 200-yard plus passing day. First down, he's under pressure, and he's sacked for the 6th time this afternoon. Big defensive play by Florida State. Lenny Chavers is the man who came in to make the tackle.
So the continuing pressure on quarterback Vinny Testaverde is the key for Florida State. Sack number 6 on the day as we start the fourth quarter. 6 sacks or minus 61 yards.
2nd and 10 from the 49. The give inside. It's Alonzo Highsmith, and he's met immediately at the line of scrimmage. So Miami trailing by 3 with 14-12 remaining. And this is what's on the line. The Hurricanes have won 8 straight games on the road dating back to last year. They've beaten some biggies, and now they're fighting their hearts out here in their home state against Florida State. Third and 14. The ball on the 47. Testaverde throws deep, has a man, and it's complete. Michael Irvin, was he out of bounds? Yes! He made the catch, he was out of bounds. They'll bring it back. I want to welcome all of those of you who have been watching the Navy game at Notre Dame. We have a great one going here in Tallahassee. Tim Brandt and Lee Grosscup with you. Florida State leads it 24-21, and it's been everything you could possibly imagine with passes, reverses, and a lot of defense here in the second half. Miami in the white has to punt it away. This is Jeff Nagel. We've got 13:37 remaining in the ball game. Deion Sanders takes the ball to the 12-yard line. Well, they started out in a hurry with the scoring schedule. Hassan Jones for Florida State caught an 8-yard touchdown pass from Ferguson right in the very beginning of the ball game. But then Miami came right back with 2 quick first quarter touchdowns. Ryan Blades, Miami made both those catches. Here's your scoring summary. Now, if anything does happen to change things out in Notre Dame, then we'll take you back there immediately with Keith and Frank, and we'll update you. Second quarter scoring. Oh, what a ball game this has been. Carter, the tight end, with a 26-yarder. Derek Schmidt makes the field goal for Florida State. setting penalty, so Miami will kick it again. 13:25 remain in this ball game. 4th and 20. Miami has to kick it. This is Beagles. Deion Sanders is the deep back for Florida State. Signals for a fair catch, and that's where the Seminoles will have the ball. Ohio State has won a big game over Iowa. Upset them. And with 13-13 remaining in the ball game here in Tallahassee, we'll take a timeout with our score. Florida State 24, Miami 21. Ohio State, now a final, is upset number 1 ranked Iowa 22-13. So the unbeaten's Florida at 6-0-1, Penn State 7-0, and Air Force is 8-0. Here it's 24-21, Florida State. Chip Ferguson's the quarterback. He's a freshman. Give inside to Tony Smith. Tony Smith has 8 yards. Right now, let's go back to New York. Here's Jim Lampley.
All right, and here's what happened just moments ago at South Bend, Indiana. We will keep you up to date on the progress of that game. This was with the Irish at the football, having the football at the 49-yard line of Navy. Andersack throwing what became a 49-yard touchdown pass to Tim Brown. And that puts the Irish on top 34-10 in the game once again. If Navy makes a big comeback, we'll take you back there. Otherwise, you stay in Tallahassee with Tim. Tim?
Okay, Lance, Florida State, first down, Cletus Jones straight ahead.
And Tim, for those who are just joined us, we have had a compelling quarterback matchup. Chip Ferguson now 11 of 21 passing, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. Vinny Testaverde, 15 of 31, 206 yards and 2 touchdowns. So the young freshman that we talked about at the top of the show has met the challenge here today, going against the redshirt junior Vinny Testaverde.
Ferguson on first down, looks deep, throws deep, has a man wide open, and it's complete. Philip Bryant, number 9, makes the completion deep down in Miami territory. And listen to this crowd.
For the second time, he has connected deep on plays like this. It's Philip Bryant, number 9, running a deep post pattern. He gets in behind Bain, number 18. The ball was thrown a little short. If he had thrown that about 5 yards further, he might have had a touchdown.
Ferguson, the freshman. Chip is now 12 of 22, 156 yards. First down on the 34. Incomplete, intended for Hassan Jones.
Hassan Jones, number 88, working on Don Ellis, number 29. Quick sideline cut. The ball released before he makes the cut. It's thrown a little bit too high and too inside. If he had thrown it low and outside, he would have had a shot at the ball. That's the story of 2 quarterbacks. The freshman going against the redshirt junior. Quite a performance for an 18-year-old who prior to today had not started a Division I-A football game.
2nd and 10. Ferguson drills it. It's knocked down. Florida State 6-1. Miami 6-1. There's more to this game than just the bragging rights of Florida, the recruiting, and everything else that goes along with it. There are representatives of 8 bowl games here today, including the Orange Bowl. And the winner here today would have the inside track to that New Year's Eve game. Bobby Bowden told us that Miami now is in his briar patch. 3rd and 10. Big down for the Seminoles. 11:44 remain. Give inside to Cletus Jones, and he bangs his way down to the 27-yard line. It'll be 3 yards short of a first. Florida State now will bring on Derek Schmidt, the field goal kicker. Schmidt made a 37-yarder earlier in the game. His longest ever, 54 yards. Extremely consistent. Never missed an extra point. It's long enough, and it's good. A 44-yard kick by Derek Schmidt has made the game 27-21. Miami with 11:02 1:07 left. 28 times in the past, and over that 28-year span, the total point differential is just 22 points.
This rivalry started in 1951, and it's been something.
Barry Barco kicks off. It'll be J.C. Penney. Takes it at the 5. To the 20. Has a hole. To the 40. Across midfield and into Florida State territory. J.C. Penney. Martin Mayhem made the tackle.
J.C. Penney, the return specialist for the Hurricanes. And by the way, J.C. Penney is a real name, and he has had an impressive catalog here today. You see, he makes a little juke step inside, outside, almost breaks it here, and it's number 32, Mayhew. Mayhew, who makes the tackle along the sideline.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line for Vinny Testaverde and the Miami Hurricanes. Florida State shows blitz. He's under pressure all afternoon. Flags. Testaverde has been sacked 6 times by the Seminoles. Frustration by Testaverde. Strong-armed quarterback physically. Looks a lot like Bernie Kosar. Well over 6 feet, 210 pounds. Very mobile quarterback.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Still 1st down.
The only knock on Testaverde was that he doesn't read defenses as well as Kosar. But Jimmy Johnson says that's false. He is quality, I'll tell you that. He's got great feet, super mobility. 1st and 15, and again he's under pressure. Here's that mobility. Intercepted and dropped. Stanley Shiver had the ball and dropped it. It was intended for William Smith.
Watch the mobility here of Testaverde as he scrambles to his left. He's looking for his tight end, William Smith. He's pressured by Scott, number 83, as he throws on the move. Now Stanley Shiver, number 37, comes on. Nearly has an interception right there, but drops the football. That's a tough break for the Seminoles. But again, look at the pressure that they continue to put on quarterback Vinny Testaverde.
2nd and 15 from the 47. Testaverde. A little quick drop pass to Highsmith. There's not much there. Stanley Shiver again was the defender. Ironic thing about this rivalry is that the visiting team usually does very well. Miami winning 7 of 8 here in Tallahassee. Testaverde 16 for 33 on the evening. Big 3rd down play here. He needs at least 15. Goes deep, has a man. It's complete to Irvin. Still on his feet. And knocked out at the 30. 1st down Miami. 10 minutes, 2 seconds remain. It's 27-21 Florida State.
Mike Irvin, number 47, who waited in the shadow of Stanley Shakespeare last season, runs a deep drag-in pattern right there. Vintage Testaverde, as he hits him right on the numbers, he outraces Williams and Sanders to the sideline for a big gainer for the Canes.
A gain of 22. It'll put the ball on the Florida State 30. 1st down as the war chant again rises. Testaverde pumps, reloads, wide open. Touchdown Miami. Michael Irvin was wide open, and he has tied a school record for consecutive games with a touchdown catch. He now has 7 touchdown catches.
Touchdown number 3 for quarterback Vinny Testaverde. Watch the little pump fake right here. That sets it up for Irvin as he breaks beyond the secondary, takes it on the over-the-shoulder catch. He gets in front of Mayhew, number 32, and a perfect touchdown, number 3 for Vinny.
Greg Cox to attempt the all-important extra point. It's up good. So Miami has taken the lead for the first time since the first quarter. We've got 9:55 remaining, and our score, Miami 28, Florida State 27. Touchdown.
Another look at the touchdown. The pump fake sets it up as Irvin breaks behind Mayhew. And watch this, how beautifully this ball is thrown. It settles over the outside shoulder. And with that reception, 7 straight touchdowns, a touchdown in 7 straight games, breaks the old record set by Eddie Dunn way back in 1938.
He was wide open. Had at least 5 yards on Martin Mayhew. Seelig will now kick off for Miami. And deep to the Seminoles. Be Keith Ross and Chuck Wells. It'll be Ross at the 7. To the 20, and that's about it. Right now, let's go back to New York. Here's Jim Lampley.
That you are not missing any close competition at South Bend. Notre Dame still leads Navy 34-10, about 7 minutes to go. Pinkett is out of the game now.
54 yards, extremely consistent, never missed an extra point. It's long enough, and it's good. A 44-yard kick by Derek Schmidt has made the game 27-21. Miami with 11:07 left. 28 times in the past, and over that 28-year span, the total point differential is just 22 points.
This rivalry started in 1951, and it's been something.
Barry Barco kicks off. It'll be J.C. Penney. Takes it at the 5. To the 20. Has a hole. To the 40. Across midfield and into Florida State territory. J.C. Penney. Art Mayhem made the tackle.
J.C. Penney, the return specialist for the Hurricanes. And by the way, J.C. Penney is a real name, and he has had an impressive catalog here today. You see, he makes a little juke step inside, outside, almost breaks it here, and it's number 32,
Mayhew.
Mayhew, who makes the tackle along the sideline.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line for Vinny Testaverde and the Miami Hurricanes. Florida State shows blitz. He's under pressure all afternoon. Flags. Testaverde has been sacked 6 times by the Seminoles. Frustration by Testaverde. Strong-armed quarterback physically. Looks a lot like Bernie Kosar. Well over 6 feet, 210 pounds. Very mobile quarterback.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense. Still 1st down.
The only knock on Testaverde was that he doesn't read defenses as well as Kosar. But Jimmy Johnson says that's false. He is quality, I'll tell you that. He's got great feet, super mobility. 1st and 15, and again he's under pressure. There's that mobility. Intercepted and dropped. Stanley Shiver had the ball and dropped it. It was intended for William Smith.
Watch the mobility here of Testaverde as he scrambles to his left. He's looking for his tight end, William Smith. He's pressured by Scott, number 83, as he throws on the move. Now Stanley Shiver, number 37, comes on. Nearly has an interception right there, but drops the football. That's a tough break for the Seminoles. But again, look at the pressure that they continue to put on quarterback Vinny Testaverde.
2nd and 15 from the 47. Testaverde. A little quick drop pass to Highsmith. There's not much there. Stanley Shiver again was the defender. Ironic thing about this rivalry is that the visiting team usually does very well. Miami winning 7 of 8 here in Tallahassee. Testaverde 16 for 33 on the evening. Big 3rd down play here. He needs at least 15. three, and knocked out at the 30. First down, Miami. 10 minutes, 2 seconds remain. It's 27-21 Florida State.
Mike Irvin, number 47, who waited in the shadow of Stanley Shakespeare last season, runs a deep drag-in pattern right there. Vintage Testaverde, as he hits him right on the numbers, he outraces Williams and Sanders to the sideline for a big gainer for the Canes.
A gain of 22. It'll put the ball on the Florida State 30. First down as the war chant again rises. Testaverde pumps, reloads, wide open. Touchdown Miami. Michael Irvin was wide open, and he has tied a school record for consecutive games with a touchdown catch. He now has 7 touchdown catches.
Down number 3 for quarterback Vinny Testaverde. Watch the little pump fake right here. That sets it up for Irvin as he breaks beyond the secondary, takes it on the over-the-shoulder catch. He gets in front of Mayhew, number 32, and a perfect touchdown, number 3 for Vinny.
Greg Cox to attempt the all-important extra point. It's up, and it's good. So Miami has taken the lead for the first time since the first quarter. We've got 9:55 remaining, and our score, Miami 28, Florida State 27. Touchdown.
Another look at the touchdown. The pump fake sets it up as Irvin breaks behind Mayhew. And watch this, how beautifully this ball is thrown. It settles over the outside shoulder. And with that reception, 7 straight touchdowns, a touchdown in 7 straight games, breaks the old record set by Eddie Dunn way back in 1938.
He was wide open. Had at least 5 yards on Martin Mayhew. Sealing will now kick off for Miami. And deep to the Seminoles. Be Keith Ross and Chuck Wells. It'll be Ross at the 7. To the 20, and that's about it. Right now, let's go back to New York. Here's Jim Lampley.
That you are not missing any close competition at South Bend. Notre Dame still leads Navy 34-10, about 7 minutes to go. Pinkett is out of the game now. 27 carries, 161 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Meantime, final stats from Columbus, where Ohio State upended number 1 Iowa. Chuck Long, 17 of 34 in the air, 169 yards, 4 interceptions. The key to the game as the Buckeyes, before a record crowd of 90,467, beat the Hawkeyes. Back to you, Tim.
Jim, with 9:51 remaining in the ball game here, Florida State has the ball first down on the 23. Reverse. Hassan Jones, who's thrown a touchdown pass this year, throws it deep. Incomplete. Intended for Phillip Bryant. He can throw it.
Well thrown pass by Hassan. This is a tremendous all-around athlete. The latest in a line of outstanding wide receivers at Florida State. Takes the reverse. On the move to his left, he's looking deep downfield for his other wide receiver, who's on a deep crossing pattern. However, this ball was well covered. They had double coverage there in the secondary. So obviously they knew something about that gadget play. Bobby Bowden is noted for his gadget play.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 23. Ferguson, play action. Has it complete to Tanner Holloman. Holloman loses his feet and gains about 4. Holloman went to Tennessee with Tony Robinson. It probably would have been a starter there. Then he transferred here to Florida State, sat out, no scholarship, and now he's playing in the backfield.
3rd and 5, a very important down now for the Hurricanes. They want to reestablish the momentum of the game, keep the momentum of the game going. If they can get the ball back now, they can do that.
Ferguson, just a freshman, but he's shown a lot of composure in this ball game. 3rd and 6. The pass overthrown, intended for Hassan Jones.
Hassan had a step on Don Ellis. Well, Ferguson's going to be frustrated when he has to watch this on film because Hassan does have a step here on Don Ellis. If you'd taken a little bit more off this ball, I think Hassan might have had a big gainer, possibly a touchdown. We talked about that at the very top of the show. This is a true freshman. He's 18 years old. He's having his first start.
Lewis Perry, 41-yard average. Kicks it away. And this is Brett Merriman. Gives ground and loses his footing. Keep in mind, Hurricane Juan has just left this part of the country. It has rained all week long and the field is soggy. 48-yard punt. He loses a yard on the return. First down to give inside to Oliver. And Oliver picks up a good 6 yards. Here's Jim Lampley again.
With another touchdown from South Bend. This one for the Notre Dame second-string offense will go to number 33, Hiawatha Francisco. A 15-yard run. It made it 41-10. I used to think that Hiawatha Francisco was the greatest name in college football, Tim, but then a fellow named Sloan Hood rushed for more than 200 yards for Houston today. Sloan Hood, Tim.
You see Penny here. Flags fly. Testaverde has a man across the middle. It is complete to Perryman, I do believe, but there is a flag. There it is, the spear next to the scoreboard. Measuring the sound here. Campbell Stadium, which now has gotten fairly quiet. But it has been deafening in here most of the evening.
Illegal motion, offense, still second down.
Michigan State over Minnesota today. Lou Holtz goes down in a close one, 31-7, Purdue. Colorado falls for the second week in a row. 8 minutes and 2 seconds remain in the ball game here. Testaverde to throw on 2nd and 9. Pressure. Testaverde is sacked for the 7th time. Stanley Scott, Paul McGowan are the men who made the penetration.
Testaverde's numbers on the day. You're going to watch his 7th sack. He takes a 7-step drop here. He's looking to his left. The pressure comes from McGowan, the linebacker. Then he gets an assist from Scott, number 83. Again, take a look. He sets up at 7 yards. He's looking to his right first, back to his left. Here comes McGowan. And they are just blowing out the offensive line. And that's been the key for Florida State.
Third down and a taxi ride. Testaverde needs 20 yards. Throws deep. He's got it. Michael Irvin, again on the sidelines, has worked himself free from Deion Sanders. And Testaverde comes up with the big 3rd down and 20 play.
Now you know why the pro scouts think that Vinny Testaverde is one of the premier quarterbacks in college football. Possible Heisman candidate next year. Irvin along the sideline. That ball had to be thrown 40 yards. He had to throw a rope. He got in front of Sanders, number 2. So Vinny on the day, 18 of 35, 258 yards, 3 touchdowns. But he's been sacked 7 times.
32-yard gain now up to the 45. First down, Miami. Oliver left side. Clock continues to roll. He picks up 5 yards. 6:57 remains. 28-7. 28. Florida State trails by 1. Arkansas 30-15 over Rice. We'll see Arkansas next weekend here on ABC. Some of the other scores, they continue to come in this evening. 26-21 Houston. Bill Yeoman runs that triple option. Had that quarterback Danny Davis and Alonzo Smith back in the 70s. Alonzo Blackwell, rather. 2nd and 6 for Testaverde. Completes it to William Smith as tight end.
Testaverde closing in on the 300-yard mark, his 20th completion in 37 attempts, 293 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's fortunate because they've had minus yardage rushing.
That tells the story right there. We're under the 6-minute mark. Miami leads by 1. It's 3rd and 3. The ball on the 48. 12. So Florida State, which fairly well dominated this game most of the way. Miami kept it close enough to come back and strike late.
Testaverde, as we have been saying right along, throws all types of passes under all types of circumstances. He was pressured but got the ball to his tight end William Smith, who beats Sanders, number 16, to the outside and takes it before he goes out of bounds. So his numbers continue to improve. He's over the 300-yard mark now.
First down at the 12. Plenty of time. Complete again to the tight end Smith. He's inside the 5.
Reception for Miami. Stop made by number 32, Martin Mayhew.
Crowd now quiets down.
Testaverde following, of course, Jim Kelly, who was there in 1979 through 1982. Bernie Kosar quarterbacking the national championship team in 1983. And now Vinny Testaverde, who may wind up being the finest of all Miami quarterbacks.
Miami developing a tradition much the same way as BYU with the quarterbacks. Right side, Oliver bangs his way down to the 2.
It's a good analogy.
And close to a first down.
Testaverde 22 of 39, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Testaverde had his best and worst game this year against East Carolina. Threw for 385 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he had 6 interceptions. There it is, 1st and goal now, Miami. There are the numbers, the war cry in the background. Florida State fans trying to encourage the defense. What a chore. Everybody in tight. Again is Bratton. Touchdown, Miami. Melvin Bratton with a touchdown. Holding against the Hurricanes. Wow, what a break.
What a remarkable effort by Bratton on the touchdown. I haven't seen a back fly like this in a long time. Bratton, number 5, starts out on the sweep. Now watch him hurl his body through the air over Mayhew, number 32.
Offense.
3 yards he traveled in the air.
Here's another angle up.
This is going to be negated, but watch this superlative effort by number 5, Melvin Bratton, as he goes wide on the sweep. Watch how he goes over Mayhew and breaks the plane of the goal line with the football for an apparent touchdown that's called back.
4:31 remains. Testaverde on the right side. Gets back to the 10.
Testaverde, the ball carrier. Martin Mayhew and Deion Sanders make the stop.
It'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 10. All important numbers at the top of the screen. 4:27, the time remaining.
Just as exciting as the scoreboard indicates, if not more so.
Testaverde, 2nd and goal. Throws across the middle. Incomplete, there's a flag. Eric Williams, the defender, may have been riding high in the saddle. We'll wait for the call and see if he was on Perryman's back. Can't fault him for the effort. He was right in the receiver's hip pocket. Gave him the inside lane, tried to take the pass away. Here's the call. fielding against the Seminoles. Some game, huh?
Can't remember a game when so much continuous action and so much fan support. Pickoff or crossing pattern here by the Hurricanes. Williams apparently called for holding.
Holding against the defense. Before the ball was thrown, that's an automatic first down.
I think it's something that we did not see before the ball was thrown.
Well, Gil Gelke, the referee, has explained it nicely. It'll be first and goal now at the 5 for Miami. The give inside. Oliver bangs his way down to the 1.
There Oliver carries for Miami. Greg Newland, Brad Jones.
Oliver, Williams, Highsmith, and Bratton all contributing as running backs today, as we said they would. Miami very multiple in their offensive schemes. They've showed us a lot of looks today. And, of course, Testaverde has utilized all of his tools at the quarterback position.
The noise level in the stadium all afternoon has been deafening. A little bit quieter now with Miami about to score. Testaverde on the naked roll, and he'll lose a yard. Stanley Shiver and Eric Williams were the defenders who stayed home, covered their territory, didn't take the fake, and made the play.
Shiver had that one scouted. Vinny has done that before. As we talked about, he's a little bit more mobile than Kozar. The comparisons have been obvious. But this time, Shiver is in perfect position. He doesn't give him the outside. He forces him back in, and Williams gets an assist.
Makes it 3rd and goal from the 2. Testaverde to the corner. Touchdown, Miami. Brett Perriman makes the catch, number 33. Testaverde continues to assault the record books. Throws the touchdown. And with 3:06 remaining in the ball game, Miami has taken a seemingly commanding lead.
Well, when you got one-on-one coverage like this, why not? Perriman goes to work on the outside. He's working on number 17, Williams. He gets a step on him. And you talk about perfect timing on a pass. Testaverde had that ball in the air before he came out of his final move.
Greg Cox on to attempt the extra point. And it's good. Well, the defender really did what he had to do. He made the contact, took the inside away. He just couldn't catch up to the corner.
Watch how quickly Vinny releases the ball here. Now, the ball is in the air, or the receiver goes out of his final cut.
Brett Perriman with a touchdown. So with 3:06 remaining, Miami leads 35-27 in Tallahassee. Freshman on the left now has to come on. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie this game.
Compelling quarterback matchup that we talked about and documented at the top of the show. Testaverde now winning that duel. He is 23 of 40, 339 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the day.
More importantly, Miami has outscored Florida State 21-3 in this half after being down 24-14 at halftime. That's Mark Seelig. He'll kick it away for Miami. It'll be Ross, 4 yards deep. And he's going to bring it out to the 15, across the 20 to the 23-yard line. Goes Ross. Coming up next week as our CFA college football continues here on ABC. These are the games that we'll be bringing to you. Alabama against LSU in Baton Rouge. 2 big wins for those schools today. And Arkansas, which won over Rice, will go against Baylor. Check the game in your area.
The Seminoles need a touchdown and a 2-point play. And we've got a tie football game.
There he is. He's the freshman. This is his first start ever. Ferguson on first down from the 23. And the ball's dropped, and they get it back. So on the little screen pass over the middle to Tony Smith, they lose 2 yards. Cletus Jones, being alert, got the football back.
Tried to set up the middle screen, and it was a pretty good call.
Can't run without the football.
Heard that so many times.
Florida State has 3 timeouts remaining. Miami 2. 8 points separate the two teams. We've got 2:28 remaining. Ferguson to throw. Incomplete. It was intended for Philip Bryant, number 9.
Well thrown ball, and Bryant certainly had a shot at it. Pressure again, however, on the young 18-year-old freshman. Coming from number 95 from the Hurricanes. Again, that's Kevin Fagan, their star who's been on the injured list. There's Fagan right there. And it's Bryant on the outside running a deep curl-in route. He's sandwiched in between Brown and Blades.
Brings up an all-important 3rd and 12 from the 21. Pressure. Ferguson can't get it away.
So Kevin Fagan, who entered the game late, and we've talked about him, he's been their star player who's been on the injured list and has come back strong now. So with Fagan back in there, the front 4 of the Hurricanes is very impressive, and they have really applied the pressure here in the second half to quarterback Chip Ferguson.
Lewis Berry is on to punt it away. Berry's had a pretty good afternoon. He averages 47 yards in this ball game here today. This was a high spiraling punt. There's no deep back for Miami now. They'll just let it hit, and it gets a Florida State bounce. Down inside the 10. Now that could prove to be a pretty big little thing right there. No deep back. Ball rolls down inside the 10. 67-yard punt. We've got 1:43 left. 3 seconds remain here. Miami with the football, trying to melt that clock, leading by 8. The winner here today, with 8 bowl representatives, including the Orange Bowl, has a pretty good shot. Has to be considered a contender for the Orange Bowl. Penn State, as Jim Lampley said, definitely a contender, still unbeaten. And Miami now just trying to hold on to the football. Oliver, the ball carrier there. Timeout, Florida State. Let's talk about that bowl situation for a while. It is a little bit early, but what a job Joe Paterno has done at Penn State.
Boy, he's had some barn burners this year.
Well, remember, they came into this season with an unproven quarterback. Went down to take Maryland on an opening day. Upset the Terrapins. They were the underdog going down to College Park. And they've been rolling ever since. Not really blowing people out, but just playing consistent, no turnover type football and winning.
This is the quarterback comparison, and we've been talking about this right from the top. Vinny Testaverde now well over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Chip Ferguson, impressive in his debut as a starter, 18-year-old freshman, not a redshirt freshman, a true freshman, has thrown for 158 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he suffered 2 interceptions that have been costly. However, he's quite a talent.
Testaverde has not thrown an interception now in 102 attempts over the last 4 games. But an admirable job done by Chip Ferguson. Yeah, right side. Oliver again. Not much there. McGowan came up and made the tackle, and Florida State takes another timeout, so they'll have 1 left.
Still no one leaving the stadium, and in the 18 years that I've been covering football for ABC, I haven't seen fan involvement like this in a long time.
Big 3rd and 8 play. When we come back, we've got 1:24 remaining. Stage is set for the final act of the drama that has become an interstate rival between these two. 3rd down, 8. Testaverde across the middle, incomplete. Now what makes that so important is the fact that in the first half, Miami had a similar situation. Brian Smith, the snapper, had a low snap. Jeff Beagles, the punter for Miami, couldn't get the punt off. It was blocked, and Florida State scored a touchdown. Beagles will come on again now to punt it away. Smith is still the snapper. He's averaged only 37 yards and 7 punts today. There's still 1:19 left. And Florida State
10 men up there. 10 men on the line.
Here they come. Almost blocked. He gets it off. Sanders now will drift. It's a beauty. They take it all the way back inside the 40, and there's nowhere to go. Good coverage by Miami. A 48-yard punt by Jeff Beagles. So he really comes through in the clutch.
10-man rush. Watch how quickly Beagles gets this ball off.
And a good snap.
1-2, a good snap. The ball is out of there. And 48 yards it goes from the line of scrimmage. Pressure punting by Beagles, who's had his problems today.
Jesse Solomon was the Florida State player that came through and almost got a handle on it. 1:09 left, 1st and 10, ball on the 43. Florida State needs a touchdown. Pressure on Ferguson. Fumbles the football. Miami's got it. Tremendous effort on the defense.
Ferguson on a scramble play here is trying to look downfield for a deep play. Watch John McVay, number 93, get the hit. And it's covered by George Myra Jr., the son of the former great Miami quarterback and the leading tackler on the team from his middle linebacker position. So a frustrating experience for Chip Ferguson, who has had a good day in his debut as a starter, but now has suffered his 3rd turnover of the day, 2 interceptions and 1 fumble.
Myra's the hero for recovering it, but what a play by John McVay. He applied the pressure first and chased Ferguson out of the pocket, but then he didn't quit. He kept following him all the way down, tracked him down from behind, and forced the fumble. And there's your final from South Bend. Spectacular play by John McVay, a senior out of Miami, Florida.
Well, we talked about George Myra Jr. a moment ago, and his father, the great quarterback back in the early 60s. I was with him very briefly in training camp with the San Francisco 49ers in 1964. George Sr. now in the pizza business.
And his son is an outstanding linebacker. This ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by Nissan, builders of technologically advanced cars and trucks for over 50 years. For drivers who demand quality, the name is Nissan. By Old Milwaukee, and Old Milwaukee Light doesn't get any better than this. And by Goodyear, makers of the great performing all-season radio Vector. "54 seconds remain. All Miami has to do now is close the door and lock it." Testaverde drops down. No timeouts remain for Florida State, and the clock continues to roll. Well, he played admirably, did Ferguson, the freshman. He did make a couple of turnovers, and they were costly. For Testaverde's, boy, what a spectacular throw he is going to make.
But don't forget, he's got 1 more year with the Hurricanes, and he told me yesterday that he definitely will be back for his senior year. And we mentioned the Heisman. He certainly will be a leading candidate in 1986.
Following in the tradition, Jim Kelly, most valuable player in the USFL, out of Miami. Bernie Kosar now in the National Football League, out of Miami. And now this guy, Vinny Testaverde. Our statistician, and Kelly Hayes, our research and spotter, for doing a great job here tonight, as everybody did. What an exciting game.
See professional athletes hamming it up for television.
It's a deep end over end kick, and it's punted back. Unbelievable. Punted back, and it's picked up by the original punter again, and he kicks it rolling down into the end zone. Picked up by Bernie. Bernie coming down the right sideline. I've never seen a play like this before in my life. To the 30, to the 35, to the 40. He could go all the way. Bernie picking up the punt that he punted, that was picked up and punted again. This is unbelievable. A stroke of coaching genius. The sports.
away, please. Will you get away, please?
It cannot be bought, because Wacker ain't buying any, and neither is anyone else associated with our program. I'm coming up front on that one right now.
This is senior Alan Pinkett of Notre Dame. 3 years ago as a freshman, many believed that Pinkett had all the abilities necessary to make him the 7th Notre Dame player in history to win the Heisman Trophy. Though Pinkett had a marvelous 1985 season, becoming the all-time Fighting Irish rushing leader, it is thought unlikely that he